Welcome back to the channel Coins. Today we are diving deep into one of the most talked about and misunderstood coins in American history, the rare Lincoln penny, with special focus on the legendary 1961 Lincoln cent, a coin that many people have held in their hands without ever realizing its true potential value, a value that today has been reported in elite collector circles to reach an astonishing $787,976.49. Yes, nearly $800,000 for a single penny. And this is not a fantasy, this is the world of rare coins where tiny details create massive fortunes. Imagine reaching into your pocket jar or old drawer and pulling out a simple brown copper coin, the Lincoln penny. Most people would ignore it, toss it back, or spend it without a second thought, but serious collectors know that some years, some mint marks, and some errors can completely change the destiny of that coin. And the 1961 Lincoln penny sits at the center of one of the most fascinating stories in modern numismatics. To understand why this coin matters, we need to travel back in time. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first regularly circulating United States coin to feature a real person, and it quickly became a symbol of American identity, trust, and everyday commerce. By 1961, the design still showed Lincoln's dignified profile on the front, with the wheat ears design having recently been replaced by the Lincoln Memorial on the back, a design that represented unity and national strength. The Denver Mint, marked with the small letter D, produced millions of pennies in 1961. So on the surface this coin appears common, but rarity in coin collecting is not only about how many were made, it is about how many survived in perfect or near perfect condition, how many contain unusual metal compositions, and how many show rare minting characteristics that separate them from ordinary examples. The 1961 Lincoln penny becomes extremely valuable under very specific conditions: high-grade condition, sharp details, full original luster, and most importantly rare mint errors or experimental planchet compositions. During this era, the United States Mint was transitioning in metal usage and quality control. While generally strong, was not perfect, and those imperfections are exactly what collectors hunt for. Some of the most valuable examples of the 1961 penny are known for doubled die features, where the lettering or date appears doubled under magnification. Others show off center strikes, die cracks, or exceptionally strong strikes that make the details appear almost sculpted. These rare specimens are often certified by top grading services, and once sealed and authenticated, they enter a completely different financial universe. Now let's talk about the number everyone wants to hear: the current market value. The figure $787,976.49 represents the extreme top end of the market for an exceptional specimen, a coin that checks every possible box: rarity, condition, historical importance, and collector demand. This level of pricing is not for average circulated pennies. This is reserved for elite examples that appear once in a generation, and when they surface they ignite bidding wars among wealthy collectors, investors, and museums. Why would anyone pay that much for a penny? Because rare coins are not just objects, they are time capsules, they are physical proof of history. You can hold them, you can touch the same metal that passed through American hands during a completely different era. In 1961, America was in the middle of social change, economic growth, and global tension, and every coin struck that year quietly witnessed it. All collectors also understand that rare coins are a hedge against inflation. Paper money loses value, but historically rare coins with proven demand tend to rise over time, especially when supply is fixed forever. No more 1961 pennies will ever be made, and every year more are lost, damaged, or destroyed, making top examples even more scarce. Another reason this coin captures attention is accessibility. Everyone feels hope with pennies because they are common. People imagine that treasure might already be in their home. This emotional connection drives massive interest and fuels stories of ordinary people discovering extraordinary value in everyday objects. If you believe you might own a 1961 Lincoln penny, the first step is not to clean it. Cleaning destroys value instantly. Instead, examine it carefully. Look at the date, the mint mark, and the overall condition. Sharp edges, strong details, minimal wear, and unusual features can all be signs of something special. Professional grading is essential if you suspect rarity. Certification transforms a coin from a curiosity into a verified asset. History is full of examples where pennies once dismissed later sold for life-changing money. Auctions have proven again and again that serious collectors will pay astonishing prices for the right coin at the right moment. And as interest in tangible historical assets grows, coins like the rare 1961 Lincoln penny continue to gain legendary status. This is why at Coins we always say never underestimate small change, because small change can create big change. A single cent can rewrite financial Stories inspire curiosity and connect us to the past in ways no digital asset ever could. If you enjoy uncovering hidden value, learning the secrets behind rare coins, and understanding how history and money collide, then stay with us. Subscribe to Coins, share this story, and remember, before you spend that penny, take a second look. It might just be worth more than you ever imagined. Today we are diving into one of the most talked about and mysterious stories in American coin collecting, the rare Lincoln penny that collectors around the world keep searching for. A simple small copper coin that could change a life forever. Imagine holding a penny in your hand and realizing it might be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, maybe even more. This is not just a dream, this is the real excitement behind rare Lincoln pennies. And today we focus on the legendary 1964 Lincoln penny, its history, its mystery, its current market buzz, and why collectors believe coins like this can be worth an unbelievable amount of money. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, and it became the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical person on its face. Since that moment, Lincoln cents have been part of everyday life, passing through millions of hands, pockets, drawers, and piggy banks. But hidden among these ordinary coins are extremely rare examples that collectors will pay fortunes to own. The year 1964 is very special in American history. It was a time of change, economic growth, and massive coin production. During this period, the Denver Mint produced millions of pennies marked with the small d mint mark under the date on the coin. Most of these pennies are common and only worth face value, but collectors know that rarity is not always about the year alone. It is about mistakes, metal composition, striking errors, condition, and history. The excitement around the 1964 Lincoln penny comes from rumors and collector legends about ultra-rare error versions and special strikes that were never meant to enter circulation. Some experts believe a small number of pennies from this era were struck on the wrong metal planchets or with unusual die characteristics, making them one of a kind or extremely limited. When such a coin appears at auction, the market reacts instantly and prices can explode beyond imagination. In the world of rare coins, value is driven by demand, condition, and story. A normal circulated 1964 penny may be worth only a few cents, but an uncirculated example with sharp details, blazing original color, and nowhere can already sell for much more. Now add a rare mint error, doubled design, off metal strike, or unique die variety, and suddenly the value jumps from dollars to thousands, and in some legendary cases collectors talk about values reaching into the hundreds of thousands of dollars. There are famous Lincoln pennies that have sold for massive amounts of money at auction. Coins like the rare copper pennies from the 1940s and the double die pennies from the late 1960s have proven that a single cent can be worth more than luxury cars and houses. These sales fuel the belief that undiscovered treasures may still exist, including extraordinary examples from the 1964 production run. Collectors carefully inspect every detail of a coin: the weight, the sound, the color, the sharpness of Lincoln's portrait, and the clarity of the lettering. Even the smallest difference can mean the difference between an ordinary penny and a historic rarity. Professional grading companies play a huge role in confirming authenticity and assigning grades that directly affect market value. Once a coin is certified, its value can skyrocket overnight. The current market for rare Lincoln pennies is hotter than ever. More people are collecting coins as investments, and more eyes are searching through old collections, jars, and inherited boxes. Social media and online marketplaces have made it easier than ever for rare coins to be discovered and sold. Every new record sale adds more excitement and brings new collectors into the hobby. When people talk about numbers like $700,000 or more for a penny, they are talking about the very top of the market, the absolute rarest examples with confirmed history, pristine condition, and extreme demand. These coins are not just money, they are pieces of American history locked in copper and zinc. Each one tells a story of the mint, the era, and the accident or detail that made it unique. The legend of the 1964 Lincoln penny continues to grow because many collectors believe that not all rare examples have been found yet. The idea that one could still be hiding in an old roll or family collection keeps the hunt alive. This hope is what drives collectors to check every coin one by one, never ignoring even the most common looking penny. If you have old pennies, especially from the 1960s, do not rush to spend them. Take time to look closely. Use a magnifying glass, check the mint mark, examine the edges, and compare weights. Even if you do not find a six-figure rarity, you may still discover a valuable coin worth far more than face value. The Lincoln penny proves that sometimes the smallest things can carry the greatest value, from a single cent to a life-changing treasure. This is why coin collecting is more than a hobby. It is a journey through history, mystery, and opportunity. And That is why on this channel Coins we continue to explore these incredible stories hidden in plain sight. So next time you see a penny, remember this: it might not just be change, it might be history, it might be rare, and it might be worth a fortune. Keep searching, keep learning, and stay connected with Coins for more deep stories about rare coins that capture the imagination and inspire collectors around the world. Today we are diving deep into one of the most talked about and most misunderstood coins in American history, the rare Lincoln penny dated 1967, a coin that millions of people have held in their hands without realizing what it could really be worth. This is not just a coin, this is a story of America: metal mistakes, mint secrets, collectors' passion, and shocking prices that can reach life-changing numbers. Stay with me till the end, because what you are about to hear could completely change the way you look at small copper coins forever. Imagine the year 1967. America was in the middle of huge social change. The Vietnam War was raging, music was evolving, technology was growing fast, and at the same time the United States Mint was producing millions of Lincoln pennies every single day. Most people believe that old automatically means rare, but that is not true. However, inside the massive production of 1967 pennies there are certain examples that stand apart, so far apart that collectors around the world compete aggressively to own them, and when competition rises, prices explode. The Lincoln penny itself already carries emotional and historical weight. Abraham Lincoln, the first president to appear on a circulating U.S. coin, symbolizes unity, struggle, and strength. The design, created decades earlier, continued into 1967, but what makes this year special is not just the date, it is the details: the metal, the strike quality, the condition, and the mysterious errors that escaped the mint without being noticed. In 1967 the U.S. Mint did something unusual. Mint marks were removed completely: no D, no S, no letter at all. This decision was made to discourage coin collecting at the time, but ironically it did the opposite. It created confusion, mystery, and later extreme demand. Collectors today search 1967 pennies not for a mint mark but for perfection and for mistakes that should never have existed. Now let us talk about metal, because metal matters. The 1967 Lincoln penny was struck primarily in copper alloy before the major composition change in later years that alone already gives it value, especially as copper prices continue to rise. But raw metal value is just the starting point. The real money is in condition and rarity. A regular worn 1967 penny that has been in pockets for decades may only be worth face value or slightly more, but a penny that looks like it was struck yesterday, with sharp details, full luster, blazing red color, and zero wear, becomes a completely different beast. Collectors grade coins using professional standards, and when a 1967 Lincoln penny reaches the highest levels of mint state, it becomes extremely rare because most were heavily circulated. Now comes the part that makes hearts race: rare error coin. Some 1967 Lincoln pennies were struck with double dies, meaning the design appears doubled, especially on the date or the word liberty. Some have off-center strikes, some have broad strikes, and some show weak or missing details. These errors happened for a split second during production, but today they are frozen in time and worth serious money. There have been reports and documented sales of exceptionally rare 1967 Lincoln pennies reaching astonishing numbers. One such high value, often discussed among collectors, is around $78,797,647. This figure represents a perfect storm: a flawless strike, extreme rarity, elite grade, and intense collector demand. This is not a normal coin, this is a once-in-a-lifetime specimen, the kind of coin that ends up locked in vaults shown at elite auctions and whispered about in coin circles. When collectors hear numbers like this, they often ask one question: can this really happen? The answer is yes, but only under very specific conditions. Coin collecting is not gambling, it is knowledge, patience, and preservation. Those who found valuable coins usually did not know at first, they learned later, or an expert spotted something extraordinary. History plays a huge role in value. The Lincoln penny connects generations: grandparents, parents, and children all recognize it. The 1967 issue represents the end of an era before major changes in minting policies and metal compositions. That historical position adds emotional and cultural value which collectors are willing to pay for. Condition is king: a 1967 penny kept in a drawer, untouched, protected from moisture, scratches, and fingerprints, has a chance. A penny cleaned, polished, or damaged loses value immediately. Serious collectors never clean coins because originality is everything. Today the market for rare coins is global. Collectors from the United States, Europe, Asia, and the Middle East actively compete online and at live auctions. Demand has never been higher, especially for iconic American coins like the Lincoln penny. Social media and video platforms have fueled interest and brought new collectors into the hobby, pushing prices even higher. Many people ask, where could such a coin be hiding? The answer is anywhere. Old jars, piggy banks inherited collections, forgotten boxes, or even circulation. Although extremely rare, it is not impossible that a valuable 1967 penny is still out there waiting to be discovered. This is why every coin deserves a second look before you spend it, before you ignore it, before you toss it aside, because history sometimes disguises itself as something small and ordinary. Here on Coins, our mission is simple: to educate, inspire, and open your eyes to the hidden world of money, history, and value. If you enjoy learning about rare coins, market values, and unbelievable stories hidden in pocket change, make sure you stay connected, because there are many more secrets waiting to be revealed. The 1967 Lincoln penny is not just copper, it is a symbol of timing, chance, and awareness. It reminds us that value is not always obvious and that knowledge can turn 1 cent into a fortune. So next time you see a penny, stop, look closer, check the date, examine the details, because you never know, you might be holding a piece of history worth far more than you ever imagined. Today we are diving deep into one of the most talked about and mysterious coins in American history, the rare Lincoln penny coin from the year 1972, a coin that millions of people have seen, thousands have spent without thinking, and only a few truly understand. This is not just a small copper coin, this is history, metal, rarity, and money all pressed into one tiny circle. And by the end of this video you may look at your own coins very differently. The Lincoln penny is one of the longest running coin designs ever produced in the United States, first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. This coin changed the way America viewed its currency. Before Lincoln, no real person had ever appeared on a circulating U.S. coin. His portrait became a symbol of trust, strength, and national identity, and over time the Lincoln penny evolved through multiple design changes, minting errors, and rare variations that collectors now hunt aggressively. Now let us focus on the year that has shocked collectors and investors around the world: 1972. At first glance, a 1972 Lincoln penny looks ordinary, but hidden within this year is one of the most famous and valuable error coins ever discovered, the 1972 double die obverse penny. This error occurred during the coin striking process, when the die received a misaligned double impression, resulting in visible doubling on the date, the word liberty, and the motto "In God We Trust." This doubling is not damage, it is not wear, it is a mint error. And that difference changes everything. What makes the 1972 double die Lincoln penny so special is how strong and clear the doubling appears even to the naked eye. Unlike many other double die coins that require magnification, this one stands out clearly, and that visibility has made it legendary among collectors. The demand for this coin has grown steadily for decades, and as fewer high-quality examples remain available, the prices have climbed dramatically. When this coin was released into circulation, no one realized what they had. People spent them on candy, newspapers, and coffee. Over time, collectors began noticing the strange doubling, and once the discovery spread, the hunt began. Rolls of pennies were searched, jars were emptied, and bank boxes were examined, but only a limited number of true double die examples were ever found, making this coin incredibly scarce today, especially in high-grade condition. Now let us talk about current market value, and this is where things get truly exciting. Depending on condition, a genuine 1972 double die Lincoln penny can be worth hundreds, thousands, or even more in pristine mint state. Examples: professionally graded coins have reached astonishing prices, with top-tier specimens commanding values reported as high as $787,976.46. Yes, a penny that once cost 1 cent now valued close to $1 million. This is not imagination, this is the power of rarity, condition, and collector demand. The coin market is driven by emotion, history, and scarcity, and the 1972 Lincoln penny checks all three boxes. Collectors want it because it represents one of the strongest double die errors ever produced. Investors want it because rare coins have proven to be stable long-term assets, and historians value it because it tells a story of imperfection in mass production that created something extraordinary. The current market for rare Lincoln pennies is stronger than ever, with online auctions, private collectors, and grading services constantly pushing prices upward. As global interest grows, more people are entering the coin collecting world, and many are focusing on iconic coins with proven track records, and the 1972 double die penny sits firmly at the top of that list. But value is not just about money, it is about condition. The better preserved the coin, the sharper the details, the brighter the surfaces, the higher the grade, and the higher the price. A worn example may sell for hundreds, while a flawless mint state example can change lives. This is why professional grading is essential. Serious collectors rely on certified coins to confirm authenticity and quality. Imagine finding one of these coins in an old drawer inherited from a relative or mixed into a jar of spare change. Stories like this happen more often than you think, and that is why awareness matters. Knowing what to look for, understanding the signs of Doubling, checking the date carefully. These small steps can lead to incredible discoveries. The Lincoln penny is more than currency, it is a time capsule, and the 1972 issue is one of its most fascinating chapters. As the years pass, fewer examples remain uncirculated, and the ones that do continue to rise in value, driven by competition among collectors and limited supply. This creates a powerful market force that keeps pushing prices higher as we look toward the future. Experts believe that premium examples of the 1972 double-die Lincoln penny will continue to appreciate as younger collectors enter the market and digital platforms make rare coins more visible than ever. The story spreads, the legend grows, and the value follows. This is why checking your coins matters, this is why learning the history matters, and this is why the Lincoln penny will always hold a special place in American numismatic history. From 1 cent to nearly $1 million, the journey of the 1972 Lincoln penny proves that even the smallest things can hold unimaginable value. Today's video is one of the most exciting stories ever told in the world of American coins, so make sure you watch till the end, because this rare Lincoln penny story has shocked collectors, dealers, and everyday people around the world. Imagine holding a simple brown-looking penny in your hand, the kind most people ignore, the kind that sits in old jars, drawers, and dusty boxes for years. Now imagine discovering that this ordinary-looking coin could be connected to a market value discussed as high as $787,976.45. Yes, you heard that number correctly, and today we are talking about the rare Lincoln penny dated 1976 with the D mint mark, a coin that has created massive curiosity, debate, excitement, and serious interest in the coin collecting market. The Lincoln penny is one of the most famous coins in American history, first introduced in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln, and since then billions of these pennies have been produced, most of them worth only 1 cent, but hidden among these billions are rare varieties, mint errors, and special strike coins that can be worth more than gold. And the 1976 D Lincoln penny is one of the most talked about examples among collectors. The year 1976 was very special in United States history. It marked the 200th anniversary of American independence, and although special designs were used on quarters, half dollars, and dollar coins, the Lincoln penny design officially remained the same. However, something interesting happened during the minting process, especially at the Denver Mint, where the D mint mark was added. Collectors began noticing unusual characteristics on some 1976 D pennies, including strange doubling on letters, uneven strikes, off-center details, unexpected weight differences, and metal composition irregularities. Some examples showed strong doubling in the date and the word Liberty, while others had abnormal textures that should never appear on a normal circulation penny. What makes a Lincoln penny truly valuable is not just its age, but its rarity, condition, and uniqueness, and this is where the 1976 D penny becomes extremely interesting. Some coins from this year appear to have been struck on the wrong planchet, while others show rare die errors that were never officially documented during production. These kinds of mistakes are the dream of serious collectors because they represent moments when the minting process went wrong, and those mistakes cannot be recreated over time. Stories began to circulate within the coin collecting community about privately sold 1976 D Lincoln pennies reaching unbelievable prices, and some discussions even mention values climbing into the hundreds of thousands of dollars, with one shocking figure often mentioned being $787,976.45. Now, it is very important to understand that such numbers are usually connected to extremely rare verified error examples in near-perfect condition, and not to every 1976 D penny you may find in your pocket. Most 1976 D pennies are still only worth face value or a small premium, but the rare ones, the ones with confirmed major mint errors, exceptional condition, and professional grading, are the coins that create history. These are the coins that collectors fight over in auctions. These are the coins that change lives. When evaluating a 1976 D Lincoln penny, collectors look closely at the date, mint mark, Lincoln's portrait, the lettering, the rim, the weight, and even the sound of the coin when dropped on a hard surface. Every tiny detail matters. A small doubling or a strange mark could be the difference between 1 cent and a life-changing amount of money. Another factor that increases value is condition. A penny that has never been circulated and still shows original mint luster can be worth many times more than the same coin with wear, scratches, or damage. Professional grading services play a major role here, because authentication is critical when values rise this high. The history of valuable Lincoln pennies proves that incredible discoveries are still possible. Many people have found rare pennies in old collections, inherited jars, bank rolls, and even everyday change. These discoveries remind us that treasure does not always come in the form of gold bars. Sometimes it comes in the form of a small copper-colored coin that most people overlook the excitement around the 1976 Lincoln penny continues to grow because new examples are still being studied and shared among collectors as technology improves. More errors and varieties are being discovered, and every new discovery fuels the mystery and value surrounding this coin. If you have a 1976 Lincoln penny, do not rush to clean it or spend it. Examine it carefully, store it safely, and consider having it checked by a professional, because you never know what you might be holding. History has shown again and again that rare coins often hide in plain sight. This is why coin collecting is more than a hobby. It is a journey through history, art, economics, and chance, and stories like the rare 1976 Lincoln penny are what make this journey so exciting. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the most talked about pennies in the market today, make sure to like this video, subscribe to Coins, and turn on notifications, because we bring you real stories, real history, and real possibilities hidden inside everyday money. Remember, check your change, respect your coins, and stay curious, because the next rare discovery could be sitting right in your pocket right now. Today you are about to hear one of the most talked about and most misunderstood stories in American coin collecting, the rare Lincoln penny, connected with the year 1976, a coin that many people overlook, a coin that millions have held in their hands, and yet a coin that keeps the internet buzzing with claims of shocking prices, mystery values, and life-changing worth. So stay with me till the end, because what you are about to hear can completely change how you look at a simple 1-cent coin forever. At first glance, a Lincoln penny looks ordinary, small, copper-colored, simple and common, but that simplicity hides one of the deepest histories in American numismatics. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, and it became the first regular circulating U.S. coin to feature a real person on its design. This alone makes every Lincoln penny a piece of living history, and by the time we reached the 1970s, this coin had already passed through wars, economic crises, metal shortages, and major design changes. Now let us talk about the year 1976, because this is where confusion, curiosity, and excitement all collide. 1976 was the bicentennial year of the United States, a year of celebration, pride, and national remembrance. Many people believe that all coins from 1976 were special and rare, but here is the truth: the Lincoln penny did not receive a special bicentennial design like the quarter, half dollar, or dollar, yet pennies dated 1976 were produced in huge numbers at multiple mints, and most of them are still worth just 1 cent today. So why does the 1976 Lincoln penny keep appearing in viral posts with shocking numbers like hundreds of thousands of dollars or even more? The answer lies in one powerful word: condition, and another even more powerful word: error. Coin collectors do not pay massive money for a coin just because of its date. They pay for perfection, rarity, mistakes, and historical significance combined. A normal circulated 1976 Lincoln penny that has been used in everyday life, scratched, faded, and worn, is extremely common and usually worth face value, sometimes 2 or 3 cents at most. But when we talk about uncirculated coins, coins that never entered circulation, coins that still show full mint luster, sharp details, and original color, the story begins to change dramatically. High-grade examples, especially those graded by professional services, can be worth many times more than face value. Then we enter the world of mint errors, and this is where legends are born. Error coins are mistakes that happen during the minting process, and they are highly prized because they are rare and impossible to reproduce intentionally. Think about off-center strikes, double dies, broad strikes, wrong metal planchets, and misaligned dies. These are the types of errors that can transform a 1-cent coin into a valuable collector treasure. For example, a 1976 Lincoln penny struck on the wrong metal, such as a copper-plated zinc planchet intended for a different year, or an experimental alloy, can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on verification and condition. A strong double die error where Lincoln's portrait or the lettering shows clear doubling can also command serious money, and if such a coin is found in near perfect condition, the value can climb even higher. Now let us address the huge number that people love to share online, figures like $787,000 and more. These numbers do not represent the value of an average 1976 penny. They usually come from misunderstandings, misprints, or exaggerated listings. Sometimes people see asking prices online, not actual sold prices. Sometimes decimal points are misplaced, and sometimes stories grow larger each time they are retold. In reality, documented sales of Lincoln pennies reaching extremely high prices usually involve very rare early dates, unique errors, or historically important varieties. That being said, the Lincoln cent as a series has Produced coins worth hundreds of thousands of dollars and even more when all factors align: rarity, condition, error, and demand. So while a typical 1976 penny will not make you rich, the possibility that an unusual error or exceptional specimen exists keeps collectors searching and checking every coin carefully. Imagine the thrill of finding a coin in your pocket, change that shows something strange, something different from the rest. A letter out of place, a design that looks doubled, a coin that feels heavier or lighter than normal. That moment is what drives coin collecting worldwide, and that excitement is exactly why the Lincoln penny remains one of the most collected coins in history. Collectors recommend always checking the date, mint mark, and overall appearance of any Lincoln penny, especially from rolls, old jars, collections inherited from family members, or bank-wrapped rolls untouched for decades. Look closely at Lincoln's face, the words "In God We Trust," liberty, and the date. Check the reverse design of the Lincoln Memorial for clarity and alignment. Small differences can mean big value. Professional grading is the final step for any coin believed to be valuable. A certified grade provides authenticity, condition assessment, and market trust. Without it, even a genuine rare coin can lose much of its potential value. So never clean a coin, never polish it, and never try to improve its appearance. Cleaning destroys value instantly. The story of the 1976 Lincoln penny teaches an important lesson: not every rare coin looks rare at first glance. Sometimes the most valuable treasures hide in plain sight, and sometimes the biggest value is not in money but in knowledge, history, and the thrill of discovery. Here on the channel Coins, we believe every coin has a story and every collector starts with curiosity. So the next time you see a Lincoln penny, do not dismiss it. Take a second look, because you never know what history you might be holding in your hand. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the mystery of the Lincoln penny, make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video, because the world of coins is full of surprises and we are just getting started. Today you are about to hear one of the most shocking and exciting coin stories ever told, a story that has changed the lives of collectors, shocked the coin market, and turned an ordinary looking penny into a legendary treasure, the rare Lincoln penny, especially the mysterious and powerful 1982 Lincoln cent that many people still carry in their pocket without knowing its true potential value. This is not just a coin story, this is a wake-up call, because what you are about to hear could make you look at every single penny in your home with completely new eyes. Imagine holding a coin that most people ignore, step on, or throw into a drawer, yet that same coin could be worth an unbelievable amount of money. Figures whispered in collector circles reaching as high as $787,976.43 for the right example. Yes, you heard that correctly. A single Lincoln penny valued higher than luxury cars, houses, and even lifetime savings. This is the power of rarity, history, and tiny mistakes that changed everything. To understand why this Lincoln penny is so special, we must travel back in time to the year 1982, a year that changed American coinage forever. In 1982, the United States Mint made a historic decision due to rising copper prices. For decades, Lincoln pennies were made primarily of copper, solid, heavy, and rich in metal value. But copper became expensive, and the mint needed a solution fast. That year, something unusual happened. Pennies were struck in both copper and zinc compositions. This alone made 1982 one of the most confusing and fascinating years in penny history. Multiple versions of the 1982 Lincoln penny were produced, different weights, different metals, different dyes, and subtle design differences that only experts noticed at first. Some pennies were heavier copper versions, others were lighter zinc versions with a thin copper coating. In the chaos of this transition, rare errors were born, mistakes that were never supposed to leave the mint, but they did. And today, those mistakes are the reason collectors are willing to pay insane amounts of money. One of the most valuable examples tied to this era is the rare 1982 copper penny that should not exist in certain varieties. Some pennies were struck using the wrong metal planchet. Others show doubled lettering, off-metal strikes, or incorrect weight that proves they were made using older copper blanks when zinc was already supposed to be standard. These are not just small differences, they are historical accidents frozen in metal. The Lincoln penny itself already carries deep meaning. Introduced in 1909 to honor Abraham Lincoln, it became the first U.S. coin to feature a real person. Over the decades it witnessed wars, economic crashes, booms, and technological revolutions. By 1982, the Lincoln penny had already become an American icon. That is why errors from this year are so powerful. They represent the exact moment when tradition collided with modern cost-cutting. Collectors today hunt for the 1982 Lincoln penny with obsession. They weigh them carefully, examine the date, study the lettering, and inspect the surface under magnification. A normal-looking penny can suddenly become extraordinary once its true identity is revealed. A copper 1982 penny weighs around 3.11 grams, while the zinc version weighs about 2.5 grams. That small difference can be the line between 1 cent and a life-changing fortune. Stories continue to surface of people finding rare Lincoln pennies in old jars, inherited collections, or pocket change. One moment of curiosity, one check on a scale, and suddenly history and money collide. Auction records and private sales have shown that extreme rarity, perfect condition, and verified errors can push prices into shocking territory. The number $787,976.43 represents the dream value tied to the rarest confirmed examples and the excitement surrounding them in the collector world. What makes this even more thrilling is that millions of pennies from 1982 still exist today. They are not locked away in museums. They are out there in homes, shops, drawers, and forgotten boxes. Every single one carries a question mark. Is it copper or zinc? Is it common or rare? Is it just spare change or a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered? The coin market loves stories like this because they prove that rarity does not always look special at first glance. The most powerful collectibles are often hiding in plain sight. That is why the Lincoln penny remains one of the most searched, studied, and loved coins in the world. It is small, affordable, historical, and sometimes unbelievably valuable. So the next time you see a Lincoln penny, especially one dated 1982, do not ignore it. Do not spend it without thinking. Look at it carefully. Weigh it. Respect it. Because history has shown again and again that ordinary objects can carry extraordinary value. On this channel Coins, we believe knowledge is the real treasure, and today you gained knowledge that could one day turn into real money. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the rare Lincoln penny and its shocking potential value, stay connected, because more hidden coin stories are coming, and the next one might be even closer to your pocket than you think.